So, good day. For our first problem in the relation to constructing a PERT CPM diagram or a project evaluation review technique per critical path method. So, magbibigay ako ng isang example, yung basic kung paano i-construct yung isang PERT CPM diagram. So, to review, ginagamit yung PERT CPM diagram para malaman yung yung proposed contract duration ng ating project. Pangalawa, malalaman natin kung nasa tamang track pa ba yung project natin, kung on schedule pa ba. And kung delay naman yung schedule by the use of PERT CPM, malalaman din natin kung anong methods or techniques yung gagamitin natin para mabawasan or maalis yung problema ng negative slippage. Kasi yung negative slippage is meron yan corresponding fines or meron yung corresponding penalty sa contractor side. So, kailangan either yung sa implementing side ka or ikaw yung nagko-construct, kailangan alam natin at kabisado natin yung pag-construct at basahin yung PERT CPM diagram. So, kailangan na-discuss din sa atin na yung PERT CPM diagram should be as frequently as possible is ina-update yung diagram natin due to various instances such as weathers, delivery of materials, and so on. Okay, so for our first problem, from the following table of the information, draw the precedence diagram or yung PERT CPM diagram natin. Find the critical path. Determine the expected duration of the project. So, pinapahanap or pinapa-illustrate yung diagram natin. The critical path itself, kung ano ba yung path na kailangan hindi ma-delay. So, yun pa. Kapag nasa critical path tayo, kailangan yung activities natin should not be delayed. Otherwise, yung buong project nyo is delayed na siya. Okay? Letter C, determine the expected duration of the project. So, how long it takes ba to conduct the project. So, basahin muna natin yung mga activities. So, activities, meron tayong A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, F, I, J, G, H, K. So, these activities represents yung mga typical scope of work natin such as mobilization o yung pag-start or pag-mobilize. So, pupunta ka na sa site tapos maglalagay ka na ng barracks, etc. So, yun yung mga typical scope of works natin, yung mga excavation, yung paghuhukay, concrete pouring, yan. Yun yung mga activities natin. Okay? For the sake of this example, dinesignate natin yan as letters. Okay? So, indicated naman yan. A, C, D, B, F, I, J, G, H, and K. So, it doesn't necessary or it doesn't follow na kailangan alphabetically arrange siya. So, depende yan sa inyo, as a civil engineer, kung ano bang activities yung mga pwede pagsabayin at saka yung magkasunod. Okay? Second column, so di ba activities is this the actual work of between two events. So, activity is one of the key elements sa PERT CPM. Okay? Precedes, ibig sabihin ng precedes, kasunod niya. Okay? Let's say for example, this one, activity A. After daw matapos si activity A, magpo-proceed na or susunod ng gawin si C and B. Bakit C and B? Ibig sabihin, pagkatapos ni activity A, pwede magkasabay mag-start si activity C at saka si activity B. Okay, for example, activity A, let's say for example, is mobilization. After mo mag-mobilize, Halimbawa, magkakaroon ka ng excavation or concrete pouring sa site mo, kaya fencing activity. So ano yung pwedeng pagsabayin after mag-mobilize? Pwede ka na mag-clearing and grabbing, okay? So maglilinis ka na sa site. Pangalawa, letter B, pwede kang let's say for example, delivery of some materials, okay? Mga minor tools, kumbaga yan. Yun yung activities na pwede magsabay. So, ilan lang yung mga yon, okay? So, that means very important yung word na ito, yung precedes. Kasi ibig sabihin ng precedes, kasunod. Okay? So the next example, malalaman niyo naman yung counterpart niya, which is succeeds by or succeeded by. Okay? Ibig sabihin, ito ba yung kanyang before activity? Okay? So yung activity A, kakambal niya dito si expected time of the day. So in terms of days, yung ating duration dito. So activity A, meron siyang 4 days na kailangan gawin. Activity C is 12 days. Activity D is 2 days, etc. So hindi itong C to B is 4 days, hindi. Kailangan magkapares si activity at saka si duration. Okay? Ito lang yung mga activities or ini-indicate dito kung ano ba yung activities na magkasunod. Okay? So, ayan. So kapag naintindihan na or nabasa na yung problems, next step naman is to construct the PERT CPM itself. Okay? So pahapiwan lang din natin ito. Halimbawa, activity D and activity B precedes by activity I and activity I din. So ibig sabihin, pagkatapos daw matapos ni activity D at saka ni activity B, doon pa lang magsa-start si activity I. Ganun yung interpretation. Ngayon, kung hindi pa natapos si D, hindi pa pwede matapos or hindi pa pwede mag-start si activity I. Okay? Same thing. Okay? Hanggat hindi pa natatapos si activity B, hindi pa pwede mag-proceed si activity I. So, ganun yan. Okay? So, again, kailangan kapag meron silang parehas na precedes, kailangan parehas munang matapos yung activity nito. So activity B and activity B, kapag natapos na sila, doon pa lang magsa-start si activity I. Halimbawa, activity represents the excavation. Okay? Activity B represents the formworks, construction. Tapos activity I represents the concrete pouring. Okay? So hindi ka pwedeng mag-concrete pouring hangga't hindi ka pa natatapos maghukay at hindi ka pa tapos maglagay ng forma or formworks. Okay? That is the logic behind it. Okay? So mamaya makikita natin yung kanilang visual representation. Okay? So G, age, etc. So that is the rundown sa mga given natin. So kailangan bago tayo makapag-proceed sa diagram, alam muna natin kung paano muna natin siya intindihin. Okay? So start na sa pag-graph. So nilagay ko dito yung screenshot or slides ng table ng activity natin, precedes the activity and the expected time. Okay? So ano ba yung mga 4 elements ng PERT CPM? As a review, yung activity o yung actual work between two events. Pangalawa, event itself, ito yung any geometrical shapes na nagsiserve as nodes sa ating diagram. Tapos, duration is how long it takes ba to finish the activity. And lastly, the path itself. Kung ano ba yung pwedeng pagsabayin, pwedeng unahin, etc. Okay? So, those are the 4 elements. Okay? So, unahin natin itong pinaka-itaas, si activity A. Si activity A, pagkatapos daw ni activity A is doon magpo-proceed si activity C tsaka si activity B. Okay? However, since nag-umpisa pa lang tayo, mag-denote tayo ng initial point or initial events na point 1 or node 1. So, one thing na wag natin kakalimutan kapag nagko-construct ng PERT CPM is the word start. Okay? Start indicates kung saan node ka ba or saang events ka ba unang nag-umpisa. Okay? So, going back, activity or node 1 or event 1, mag-uumpisa muna dyan si activity A. Okay? So, kung mapapansin ninyo, 1 and 2 represents the events. Okay? And A represents the activity and 4 represents the days. So, sa construction, calendar days yung ginagamit natin. Okay? So, 1 and 2 is the events sa diagram natin. Yung actual work between two events is yung activity itself natin. Okay? And 4 dito is the contract days or calendar days natin dito. Okay? So, after daw matapos, and take note, yung arrow natin represents to the next node or the next event. So, always from left to right. Okay? Precedes by activity C and B. So, after daw matapos ni activities A, doon pa lang magsa-start si activity C at saka si activity B. Okay, so dahil pre-made na yung ating presentation, ganito na yung resulting itsura ng ating diagram. Anyway, yung interpretation dito, after daw matapos si activity A, doon pa lang magsa-start si activity C at saka si activity B. Okay, with their corresponding expected time. Okay, sa activity C, matatapos yung activity C ng 12 days. Whereas yung activity B naman is matatapos yan ng 5 days. Okay? So ito yan. Activity A, 4 days. Activity C, 12 days. Activity D, 2 days. Activity B, 5 days. Okay? Next, nandito pa lang tayo, no? Sa first row or sa second row. Next, after daw matapos ni activity C, ito, doon pala mag-umpisa si activity D. Okay? So, after matapos ni activity C, doon pa lang matatapos or magsa-start si activity D. Yan. So, mapapansin ninyo, nadagdagan na yung ating path. Nadadagdagan na rin yung ating nodes as well as yung activity. So, after matapos ni C, doon pa lang magsa-start si activity D. Si activity D, meron siyang duration na 2 days. Yan. Dito na tayo sa second. Third, si activity daw or activity D, pagkatapos daw niya is doon pa lang magsa-start si activity I. Okay? So, activity I, din yung activity I. So, meron yang 12 days. Yan, 12 days. Huwag kayong malito dito sa activity or yung precedes sa positive duration. Hindi. Activity, expected time. Okay? Next, activity B, after daw ni activity B, doon pala magsa-start si activity I. So, which is presented na sa ating presentation. After ni activity B, doon pala magsa-start si activity I. Okay? So, it satisfies the condition na after matapos si activity D at saka si activity B, doon pa lang pwede mag-umpisa si activity I. Okay, so wala tayong concern doon. So, nasatisfy niya yung condition ng problem. So, yan. B, I. Okay, so hanggat hindi natatapos yung either of these two activities, hindi pwede mag-proceed si activity I. Okay, next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth activity, which is activity E, kasunod daw niya is si activity F. Okay? E and F. However, sa diagram natin is wala pa tayong nakikitang activity E and activity F. Okay? So, yung gagawin natin, balik tayo sa unang nodes or unang events. Okay? Yan. So, yung activity E, meron yan 3 calendar day duration. Okay? So, kapag wala pang na-introduce na letters o activity, punta kayo sa original node. So, umpisa. Okay? Letter E. So, dito pa lang tayo, activity E. Pagkatapos daw ni activity E, doon pa lang magsa-start si activity F. Yan. So, si activity F, this one, meron yan contract duration or expected time na 8 days or 8 calendar days. Okay, so ganyan na yung araw natin dahil nga pre-made na yung ating presentation. Pero pwede naman kayo magkaroon ng trial and error kung masasatisfy niya ba yung conditions na babanggitin sa problem. Okay? F, after daw ni F, activity F, doon na mag-umpisa si activity J. Si activity J ay merong 9 days duration. Okay? Next activity, si I. Si I, pagkatapos daw niya is si activity J. Okay, so again, it conforms with the condition na after matapos si activity I is at saka si activity F, dun pala mag-umpisa si activity J. So kamukha lang din to ng condition dito. Hanggat hindi natatapos si I, tsaka si F, hindi pwedeng mag-umpisa si letter J. Okay? And J, kasunod niya is end. So ibig sabihin, tapos na yung path dito. Kumbaga, nasa completing stage na yung J pala. So, nag-proceeds na siya sa end events, end activity. Okay? So, kahit na nag-end yan, since meron pa tayong mga remaining activities, ituloy pa natin yung ating construction ng diagram. Okay? Next, activity G, preceded by activity H. So, meron yan 1 day duration, yung G. However, katulad dito, since wala pa tayo nakikitang G or H, balik tayo dito sa original node, which is node 1 or event 1. So, lagay natin si G. Si G na merong contract duration na 1 araw. Okay? So, after daw ni activity G, susunod na si activity H. Okay? So, si activity H, merong yang 3 calendar day duration. Okay? Next, we have after ni age, magpo-proceed na daw si activity K. So, si K na merong 15 calendar day duration. So, K is to 15. Okay? And last activity K, approaching na yan sa end. So, dito. Okay? So, in short, hanggat hindi natatapos yung activity K hanggang J, hindi pa kino-consider na tapos na yung project natin. Okay? By that reasoning. So, ito na yung ating ito na yung ating PERT CPM diagram. So, it represents kung ano ba yung activity na magkakasunod, kung ano ba yung activities na magkakasabay. Okay? Let's say, for example, dito tayo sa node 2. After ni activity A, doon pa lang pwede mag-start si C and B. Okay? Question. Pwede bang mag-start si activity I hanggat hindi natatapos si activity C? Dahil meron yan connection dito, merong path yan. Okay? The answer is no. Bakit? Kasi ano ba yung before activity in A, which is D and B? Okay, yung D is dependent sa C. So, interrelated dyan yung mga project natin. So, ayan. So, the 4 elements, yung events, yung 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. hanggang 9. Tapos, activity, actual work between two events. And the time or duration it takes is yung expected time natin. Okay? This is the construction of the PERT CPM diagram. Ito yung number or letter A sa tinatanong. Okay? The last elements na hindi natin nabanggit is path. Okay? Yung path, ibig sabihin, ito yung mga dadaan ng activity o ito yung mga activity na magkakasunod-sunod. Okay? So, paano ba natin malalaman kung anong path? So, yung path is denoted by the arrow sign. Okay? So, path, kung ano yung direction ng arrow. So, halimbawa dito, path 1 natin is G, H, K. Okay, that is the first path. Tapos, halimbawa, isa pang path, A, C, D, I, J. Second path. Third path is A, B, I, and J. That is the third path. Last path is E, F, and J. So that is the third path. So, dinedesignate yan or nalalaman natin yung kanyang path base sa direction ng arrow natin. Okay? Hindi pwedeng E, F, I, D, B, etc. Hindi. Basta tail to head yung ating pinag-uusapan natin dito. Okay? To illustrate yung path na sinabi ko kanina, and para malaman natin kung ano yung mga critical duration o yung critical durations na gagamitin natin, i-compute natin yan isa-isa. Okay, first, alamin muna natin yung mga path na ni-determine natin sa PERT CPM. First path is, yun nga, path G, H, K. G, H, and K. So that to determine the path duration, i-add natin yung kanilang expected time in each activity. So for example, for G is 1, H is 3, and K is 15. So 1 plus 3 plus 15, meron tayong 15 calendar days para sa path 1. Okay? Second, activity A, C, D, I, J. So, si activity A, C, D, I, J, yung kanilang corresponding expected time, pag-add natin, makakakuha tayo ng 39 calendar day. Okay, that is the second path. Third path is A, B, I, J. So, A, B, I, and J. So, pag-add natin yung kanilang individual duration, makakakuha tayo ng 30 calendar days. Okay, and last path, E, F, and J, pag-add natin yung kanilang duration, makakakuha tayo ng 20 calendar days. Okay, so meron tayong 19, 39, 30, and 20. Okay, so ito yung mga individual paths natin. Okay, so it doesn't mean na ito na yung pinakamaraming activity, ito na yung longest time natin. Okay, so merong instances na kahit maliit lang yung activity or konti lang yung activity, doon nag-occur yung critical path natin dahil sa sobrang tagal gawin ng activities doon. Okay, so to follow up the required question, what is the critical path and the critical duration of the project? So, pipiliin natin yung pinakamalaking contract duration. So, out of 19, 39, 30, and 20, makakakuha tayo ng 20 or 39 calendar days. And the 39 calendar days is the contract duration, 39. Ayun yung path na merong critical duration, yun yung critical path natin. Okay, critical path is A, C, D, I, J. Meron tayong 39 calendar days. Okay, ano ba yung implication yan? So, yung A, C, D, I, and J, sa activity na to, o sa mga activity na ito, kailangan walang ma-delay. Otherwise, madedelay na yung project. Okay? So, pwedeng ma-delay ng isang araw si G, H, or K, or other activities na wala sa critical path, okay lang. Hindi pa madedelay yung project. Pero, if na-delay ka kahit isang araw lang sa critical path, definitely madedelay na yung project. So, ganun yung interpretation sa per CPM diagram. Makikita yung critical path at saka yung contract duration or proposed or expected contract duration. Okay?